What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Eric. You're watching Sideboard MTG, and we've got a good one for you guys tonight. Now, I know a lot of people have wanted to see Kethis work. A lot of people would like to see some combo actually in Standard. And turns out we have one, and it could potentially kill you on turn 3. Now, whether or not that's actually going to happen remains to be seen, but it's there. It could happen. I do want to go ahead and start this out with, thank you to Mana Traders, which was the only way that I could actually get the cards. I actually had a lot of trouble trying to get the cards, which tells me that there's a lot of people trying this deck out. And that means that we're probably going to be seeing it. So even if you don't play it, you probably need to know how it works so that you know how to stop it. Tonight we're going to be playing some games with it, and I know this is Sideboard MTG, and this deck doesn't currently have a sideboard, but it's in one of its first iterations. And I assume that the deck will change over the next month or so, that it's still around here in Standard. So let's talk about the big combo pieces, and they are Diligent Excavator, which is whenever you cast a historic spell, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Now, if you're used to the Matt Nass, I think it's Rona deck, then you're used to Diligent Excavator. Some of you may have actually played with the Zombie Chamber, Adept Chamber deck with the M19 Liliana casting Chamber Sentry over and over again with a Diligent Excavator on the battlefield to mill people out. So this is actually going to be our win con. This is how we're going to finish our opponents off. We're just going to mill them out. And then the way we're going to do that is we need to be able to cast Mox Amber until they're out of cards. Right, so I want to say indefinitely, but we'll just say an arbitrarily large number of times. Alright, so Mox Amber is a 0 cost legendary artifact that you may pay 1 and add a mana of any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control. So if you don't have a legendary on the battlefield, then this will make 0 mana, but if you happen to have a legendary, then you will be able to make any mana that makes up that card's colors. Now, how we're going to do that is we're going to use Kethis the Hidden Hand. Legendary spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and here's the kicker: exile 2 legendary cards from your graveyard. Until end of turn, each legendary card in your graveyard gains. You may play this card from your graveyard. So the way that you could potentially get that turn 3 kill is you would play Diligent Excavator on turn 2. On turn 3, play Kethis. Now I know that you're already living in magical Christmas land to be able to play Kethis after playing a blue spell on turn 2. So again, we're not really expecting to get that turn 3, but it could happen. So then you'll play Kethis on turn 3, milling yourself. Now you need to mill a Mox Amber and any other legend. Well, it just so happens that almost everything except for Diligent Excavator in the lands happen to be legends. So you need to mill a Mox Amber and a legend into the graveyard. Then you need to cast a Mox Amber from your hand. So you have to see 2 Mox Ambers to make this go off. You cast the Mox Amber from your hand, milling yourself again, and you need to hit at least 1 more legend out of that. You then exile the 2 legends that aren't Mox Amber, and then you can cast Mox Amber from your graveyard. It enters the battlefield. You'll sacrifice the other one, then you will cast the new one in the graveyard. And every time you get to mill for 2. Now you can mill yourself to make sure that you have all the tools you need into the graveyard. You can also be tapping. You also may tap these Mox Ambers for Kethis colors in that scenario. So you can produce, basically infinite white, infinite black, or infinite green mana if you needed to. The white and the black could be very nice in case you wanted to cast some Othakayas or something like that. But once you get this online, you don't really need to do anything else. Just mill your opponent out till they have no deck left, and then at that point you get to pass turn. So, um, pretty interesting card here. One of the things you do want to kind of get to is you want to be able to get to something like an Ashiok Dream Render. This will allow you to like exile your opponent's library. It also is a little bit of a hedge against like scape shift, things like that. We've got a little bit of backup here with Lazav the Multifarious. He's evil in many ways. But we've got Lazav the Multifarious here, and this particular card is just really backup for cards like Kethis and things like that. So if you need to go into the late game, you can actually turn Lazav into maybe a Kethis that's in the graveyard, so that you can get that ability to exile 2 legendaries. We've got Teferi, which buys us some time, and kind of helps protect our combo. If you have a Teferi down, it's not like you're going to be countered out of your combo. They're not going to be able to respond at instant speed, things like that. We've got Tameo to get back important pieces from our graveyard if we happen to need them, or just to actually mill more things into our graveyard. And then we've also got Oath of Kaya, which I mentioned a little bit there. We've got Thibblethep, so that we can actually draw out our own deck. And then Urza's Ruinous Blast. Not my favorite card in the world, but I do understand why people seem to want to play it. Seems like it would work pretty well in this deck. Not my favorite card, and I actually don't expect this to survive most of the iterations or the new changes of this deck. I highly expect to see cards like Jace show up in the deck. But for right now, this is what we've got. We're going to give it a little bit of a test and give it a little gameplay and go from there. I hope you guys do enjoy it, and hopefully we can get it to go off and maybe actually combo someone out. Alright, let's get chat up. For some reason, I don't have chat. Oh no. It's supposed to be on the other screen. Get over there. Get over there. Yeah, let me get chat up so I can talk to you guys. I know some of you have questions or comments or concerns or ideas and other things that we could do to this deck. I highly expect that like some copies of Lazav to end up leaving the deck. Maybe like I'm big on the I'm big on the oh, sorry, I got to reading chat and got sidetracked there. Yes, as far as I know, all cards that enter your graveyard should end up with that. But if you continue to mill yourself, you can always just reactivate it yet again. So let's get chat out here. Lost my train of thought. We'll just roll with it though. It's okay. It's okay. I just need to think about the deck. That's it. As far as I know, Sir Eccles, that's how it should work. All right. I wonder if anyone's playing best of one. Because I just want to try to make this deck work. Well, now you want to build this jank until people actually care about graveyard decks, right? Man, I wanted it on Arena, but I'm missing like 9 mythic rare cards for it. So it's like whatever. All right. Moving on. So we ended up over on MTGO. When I first tried to rent the cards, we didn't even couldn't even get the Mox Ambers or the Kethis, which means everybody was playing this particular deck, which is interesting, right? So, all right, that seems like a start. We just need to be able to get to Kethis, and we have some draw. We got a little bit of protection here. We can cast the spells that are currently in our hand. So let's go ahead and keep this, and we'll roll with the Godless Shrine, get into either Glacial Fortress or Drowned Catacombs, get down that Thibblethep, and we can gotta go from really. What are the chances? Alright. You knew you were right about Kethis and Urza's Ruinous Blast. I actually expect someone to end up taking this to like an MCQ or something and and breaking my heart and like showing me that this deck can do things. I would love to see this deck actually do well. All right, so there's a green source for us. So that means we can cast Kethis if we find him. Now I can go ahead and play the Mox Amber here. Do I want to? Is there any reason to? Against Esper, is it safer? I guess it's safer on the battlefield, so that I don't get like Thought Erasered or something like that. Thought Eraser is definitely a card that I would consider putting in the sideboard, or maybe even replacing Lazav with it. Danitha. Alright, Danitha Compassion. Capuchin. Well, I'm going to bounce Danitha. Do I bounce Danitha? Or do I Oath of Kaya in the next turn bounce Danitha? I kind of like Oath of Kaya here, just being done with it. Yeah, we'll just kill her, and then we can get in for one. Not how I plan on killing the opponent, but you know, we'll try. You're right. Like, it would help if he could do something broken in his own colors, right? Let's go ahead and attack with Fibblethep. And the only reason I'm going to go ahead and attack with Fibblethep is because I actually would like to see my opponent try to use some of their mana or something. So we'll see what happens here. We'll get down this breeding pool. I'm not going to pay for it. Teferi down. All right. And I'm just going to return Oath of Kaya so I can draw a card and get my Oath of Kaya back. 20 turn clock. Hey, we can shape 3 turns right there. Just bam. Cabal Paladin instead of Diligent Excavator. So what does Cabal Paladin do? I'm not familiar with that particular card. Of course, I wasn't really familiar with Diligent Excavator until the Rona deck showed up. Oh God, Eternal Bontu. Are you sacking things, my man? He sacked 1 land. Well, that's heartbreaking. Alright, so we'll plus Teferi. I guess just play a Temple Garden tapped. Pass? Yeah. What's the combo? So you play Diligent Excavator, play Kethis, play Mox Amber, start milling yourself, of course. Paladin pings them too every time you play a historic spell. Okay, understood. That's like a 4 mana card though, isn't it? Oh yeah, the Menace is gonna get me, right? There's not, I don't think there's anything I could have done about it though, right? Because this is a useless card. Hey look! Urza's Ruinous Blast. Useless again. Hate that card. This card's not good. I know that it was put in this deck, but I didn't build this deck. Alright. Alright. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Okay. So if I play a Fibblethep. Alright, so let's make some blue. I don't have Diligent Excavator though. Let's play Kethis. Green, white, we have black. I want to leave open a white. So we have blue. Okay, yeah, well, maybe it was better to leave open more blue. I think I'd have to pilot this deck a little bit to truly understand it. Alright, so now we play Fibblethep the Lost. Okay, I missed a point of damage there. It's alright. Just keep the one that can still swing, right? There's a Lazav. I play Mox Amber. Like, is there any way that I can continue to draw cards here? So if I play Mox Amber right now, and I keep the new Mox Amber, I can produce blue, black, cast Lazav, so we'll put that in the graveyard. So I can get rid of... No, if I get rid of Fibblethep, I don't want to get rid of a Mox Amber, so I think this is about as far as we're going to be able to go this turn. So let's go ahead and play a land. I'm not going to take any life off of it. Get in with that Fibblethep for some damage. Really? Really, Alba? You have that much faith in this deck? Splash red for Jorah. This way you can just draw all the cards. Yeah, we're really, really close. What? If you play a legendary card and it returns to your graveyard, it won't have the ability anymore. Well, that seems weird. I'm going to take this hit. I mean, our opponent's still got 5 cards in hand over there. That happened. That happened. Where's Ashiok? Let's mill him. Alright, well. We'll pass. It's not faith. You watched it happen with another streamer earlier. So apparently the official ruling says that it loses its ability, or it'll lose the ability to be cast. So like I just really want to get into that part of the combo so we can figure that out. Like, what are we going to have to do? So I could kill Sorin here. Let's kill Sorin. I don't like Mr. Sorin. I think ours is Ruinous Blast should just be a Cleansing Nova. Well, we happen to be playing against a non-meta deck, so we'll see how this works. So this is Bantu again. Bantu. Black Blade Reforged. Alright. So if we cast Kethis, we can buy some time here. So let's go with green, black. We got a bunch of blue, and I think blue's what we're really looking for here. We're going to activate Kethis. I'll exile Kethis and Lazav. Now we'll cast Fibblethep. Draw a card. Cast Fibblethep. Draw a card. We're going to find out right here. Can I cast Fibblethep again? I cannot. I would have to exile yet again to get Fibblethep out there. Okay, well, so let's go white, blue. And I'm going to make... Let's draw a card here. We're going to return his Bantu. We get a Lazav. So let's make... do we even need any other land? No. So we can come in tapped. I just want to get the most out of this, so I'm just going to make white mana. We're going to cast the new one. Sure. Make black mana. Do we even worry about casting Lazav? I don't think so. I think I just pass. Yeah, we'll just pass. Yeah, so you could potentially, because as soon as you start casting, you would just have to keep hitting your legendaries, which is probably part of the reason the entire deck is just full of legendaries. But Massacre Girl, that doesn't do a whole ton. At least we got the Fibbletheps back in the grave. I'm gonna cast Urza's Ruinous Blast. I just needed to get an extra legendary in the grave. So let's say no. Well, plus... I have to keep drawing cards here, right? So let's exile Urza's Ruinous Blast and... we just cast the other one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Fibblethep. Make the... I mean, I can make blue here. Okay, so all right. Urza's Ruinous Blast again. All right, so we cast Urza's Ruinous Blast, and I'm just trying to draw cards here. All right, so we're gonna go blue. Exile the 2 Urza's Ruinous Blast. I'm trying to find the line, guys. I'm trying to find the line. Fibblethep off the blue. Draw a card. Blue. Fibblethep. Another Mox Amber. Cast Mox Amber. Keep the new one. Blue. Cast Mox Amber. Keep the new one. Black. Lazav. I actually need to get these killed, otherwise I can't get them into the graveyard. And then pass. Alright. Alright. I mean, we're drawing cards. Alright, I'm not going to be swinging here, of course, but I want to put Fibblethep and Lazav in front of Massacre Girl to save Teferi. That's a 12-12 Massacre Girl. Actually, maybe I want Teferi to die. I kind of do want Teferi to die so I can recast it. But I think we're better off killing Fibblethep and Lazav off here. Getting 2 legendaries in the graveyard versus getting 1. Now does he sweep the board? Got Eternal Bond too. Alright. Another Kethis. Alright, so since we can't do anything else with Teferi, we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so let's pull up the graveyard. We can get rid of a Lazav and a Mox Amber to cast 2 Fibble-Theps and a Mox Amber. I could also play a Kethis. Let's play Temple of Silence and see what we've got. Another Teferi. That's not the worst thing in the world. So let's go Lazav, Mox Amber, cast Fibblethep, draw the Teferi, play Teferi, keep new Teferi, use new Teferi to bounce Massacre Girl. We draw another land. Yay. Alright, so we're going to go blue, cast Fibblethep, keep Fibblethep, another land. We've got a white floating. Trying to find the line, guys. Trying to find the line. Alright, we'll play Kethis. Keep the non-summon sick one. And then I accidentally moved into combat. Alright, so these new cards here don't have the ability. So we'll activate Kethis, get rid of Kethis, and this feels bad. Mox Amber, cast Fibblethep, draw a card, Tameo. Alright, well, can we get a Diligent Excavator out of that? I guess we play it next turn. So white, blue. Oh, that's right. That's right. Keep the new one. Return God Eternal Bantu. Oh, look, another land. Yeah, sequencing there causes, or actually misclicking caused me to miss 3 points of damage. But yeah. How's this deck work? I'm trying to figure it out. I thought I knew how it worked, but apparently it just doesn't work. You have to draw Diligent Excavator, and we haven't hit that yet. Alright, so yeah. Now Tameo will help. There's an Ashiok. What does that do for us? Alright, so let's play Temple and see what's on top of our library. Put that on top. Alright. So we're going to play Tamiyo. We're going to go green, blue, and then one other. I think we can use this Temple of Silence. And we're going to call Diligent Excavator. Diligent Excavator. Hey, look! What do you know? We drew one, ladies and gentlemen. It's because we scribed. We knew it was there, right? Alright, so pay the full price for Diligent Excavator. And now we gotta find another Mox Amber. Yeah, alright. But we've got a bunch of things we can do here, though, right? And our opponent is virtually tapped out here. He's reading this. He's like, what is going on? Yeah, Tamiyo could be what brings this together. If we do pull this off at this point. I'm not for sure we had it, chat. I'm not for sure that we had it. But I'm pretty sure he thinks we had it. So what could we have done here? All right, let's not get out of this too quick. All right, hypothetically, we get our Diligent Excavator, we cast Ashiok and mill ourselves for 2 more. We pretty much have to mill our entire deck, right? Then we can Teferi bounce Massacre Girl again. So I would spend 1-2 on Ashiok, then 2 more on Teferi, leave myself with 3 mana available at the moment, which could cast Fibblethep, because we get rid of Lazav and we get rid of Lazav and the other Kethis. Seems sketch. Seems sketch, chat. He didn't know it was coming, but he knew it was real bad. Jank is... That's kind of how I feel. Alright, so Jank just said that this deck has a handful of good cards and a bunch of bad ones trying to make a bad game plan work. You don't get how this is popular. This is popular because it's new and can potentially beat Scapeshift. That's why it's popular. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. This is a lot of the parts we need, so I think I'm gonna play the Breeding Pool tapped, and that'll leave me open to draw a non-tapped source onto, so I could potentially not take as much damage. Another Excavator. We'll see. Not even sure what is even going on. Hey, me either, Gary. Welcome to the stream. This deck just kind of popped up overnight. Not many people. If he's smart, he takes the Mox Amber. I think Mox Amber's the big enabler here. Now we just need a Kethis, right? And we don't even necessarily need Kethis on the battlefield, right? That's fine. Teferi's gone. All right, so I'm gonna pay for it. Would I like to pay 2 life? Yeah. We'll make him have to kill our Excavator. I'm gonna cast this and go ahead and mill myself a few. And we milled yet a 4th Diligent Excavator. We didn't shuffle right, guys. We didn't shuffle right. Like all of our excavators are just clumped into a pile. We need new sleeves. Okay, gotta get some new sleeves. Our cards are clumping together. Whew. This is ridiculous. Anybody else just love the feeling of new sleeves? Aren't they just great? All right. You're right. Um, it it is one of those maybe flash in the pan decks. Like the deck may not last, but there's some hype to it right now. So I'm going to enjoy it while it's here. We're going to see how much it works. We're going to see if it's a real deck or not. From what I've heard, it's been destroying people. Okay, whatever. From what I've heard, it's been destroying people. I don't exactly know that that's truth. Do I even put that one back out there? I guess it's as safe out there as it is in my hand with a Thought Eraser deck, right? I personally love Dragon Shield mats. Like when Dragon Shield finally started making mat back, I was in. I was hooked. Like Dragon Shields all of a sudden became my favorite sleeves. Before that, they they had my rank as like most durable sleeves, but I technically hated the sleeves because they would get all gross over time because they lasted so long, and you would have to powder them and everything else. It starts sticking together, and you'd see people that had these old Dragon Shield sleeves. And anyway, the new matte back Dragon Shields, I say new, they're like 2 or 3 years old by now, but I'm a big fan of Dragon Shield matte back. Was it Casey? I think they're Casey. What's the name of them? I used to just point to them, but I always play with Matt. Yep. 15 turn clock. Let's do it. Seems to be what this deck does. And I don't have Black Source, so I can't even play a Lazab down to speed this up. The Dragon Art sleeves are your favorites right now? Oh, are they stiff? Are they a stiff? Yeah, the Dragon Shield art. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant when you said what you did. I'm tracking. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, I went too far with that. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, that was. Sure. Let's mill him. Might end up in some type of weird. Yeah, Bond of Revival. Yeah, we'll mill him. Do we attack Tamio? Huh? 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 Get him. I don't think that I can get ahead of Tamio anyway. I can just keep her at parity, and I think I kind of want her to just keep milling stuff. Discovery Dispersal. What's he calling? Where's my chat? Where's my game log? Oh, white. He named Charticourse? Okay. There's an Oath of Kaya. That could potentially let me start getting ahead. I think I'm supposed to start milling myself here. Or maybe I just keep milling him? Like, can we just naturally mill him out? No way does that work, right? I mean, maybe. Let's put that in the grave. Oh no, that was probably the black source I needed. Alright, so we'll mill him for some more. Agent of Treachery. I'm going to mill him out. We're in 13 turns. Just Ruinous Blast and get it over with. Yeah, because that kills everything, right? This card does nothing, chat. Oh. I know. I get into it every time that I play a deck that doesn't have a sideboard. I said it during the deck tech. You might not have been here. That I know this is sideboard MTG, and I know we don't have a sideboard. But that ain't what we're about right now, okay? That ain't what we're about. What we're about is trying to mill someone out and win some games with the stupidest jank currently in standard. Oh my goodness. He happened to mill and hit the bond. It's going to go bad. It's going to go real bad. He's like, I got to get rid of this Ashiok. He's probably right. He probably needs to get rid of that Ashiok. Alright, I need to draw a Teferi or a Kethis. That ain't it. Should I be milling myself, chat? I think without having Ashiok on the battlefield, I don't need to help his game plan. Alright, so I milled 2 lands. We keep the new one. What can we have Lazav become? Alright, Lazav, mill myself. I don't know, that would have been 4 at our opponent. Maybe we should have been milling him. Alright, so there's a Teferi, there's a Fibblethep. I'll keep the old Lazav. We still get the Surveil, right? Yeah, we're probably going to need land. Yeah, might get a little hairy here. A coaster deck, right? That's exactly what it is. Yeah, a Mox Amber deck. Mox Amber's coasters. You exile 2 cards, play 4 Mox, make 4 mana, play Oath of Kaya, rinse and repeat. Is that the win con? Is that the plan there, geek? Maybe. Oh, there's old Drakeseth. That's Drakeseth. We milled both of our Ashioks. So if we don't hit a Kethis, which we know what's on top of our library. Like, so we don't have long here. In fact, we may not have any time at all. Maybe I should have been milling him. Alright, there's a Kethis. There's another Kethis. We'll hit Tamio. It doesn't save us though. What can we do? If we go blue, we make Lazav a copy of Kethis. I'm going for broke right here. The Assassin's Trophies Lazav. We don't have a card to go get. Boo-hoo. I think that if he hadn't been able to kill Lazav, we could have started casting like Mox Ambers. And then Fibblethep. Do we have a Fibblethep? Yeah, we've got a Fibblethep. Possibly could have gotten that last 16 out of him. Good night, Rush. Have a good one, sir. Congratulations on the new baby. Well, I mean, I know it's not here yet, but she looks like it's about time. Don't. I'm in so much trouble for saying that. Like, Rush is a big boy, though. And this little skinny lady is carrying a Rush baby. So, it could only be like, she can only be 3 months in. I don't know. Rush is a big boy. Like, how tall are you, Rush? Are you still here? Jeez. I lost the die roll. Did you guys see me like squirm to try to get out of that? I don't want Rush's wife coming after me. Pregnant women are scary, man. The only problem with combo and standard is, yeah, removal. You are right, sir. We can go. Man, we're gonna be taking some damage here. Old Brett. Alright. So let's scry, see what we've got. We need to find something. We already have a Tamio. We'll put that in the graveyard. Or bottom, sorry. Surveil. Bad Eric. We should run it back and try to go for it with the combo now that you see the line. You think it could be really good? Yeah, I'm still trying to go for the combo. Pregnant women look pregnant. It's not an insult. She looks very pregnant. But of course, you know, it's that time where they start posting the belly bump pictures. Well, it's not a bump. There's definitely a Rush baby in there. I'm gonna pay the life. That's probably horrible here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I mean, if we can make him kill Lazav, then that'll be fine. Right. So I technically saved 1 life. I don't need that. Okay, 10th Street Dodger. You don't have a cavalcade? Like, what is going on? No Spitfire? Where's Spitfire? This has got to be bloody red, right? Or not. Well, we're not down ticking Teferi this turn. It's a regular size Rush wearing a lady suit. I just pictured that. I don't know her as well as I know Rush, but she seems to be a sweet lady. Alright, we'll just pass and go from here. I think I'm supposed to try to get Tamio down and start uptaking Tamio. Best case scenario, we get him to start actually turning some damage towards some planeswalkers. Yeah. Oh, that she's glowing. That'll fix it. Pregnant women do glow, though. Like, they really do. I think it's something to do with those the pregnancy hormones and like their skin tone and like their hair gets like so strong it's ridiculous. It's probably a bad we'll move on, chat. Move on. I've got technically don't have to pay for this, so I'm not going to. We'll go green, blue, and then we just make something here. Like, what is our opponent doing over there? I'm gonna look for a diligent excavator. I think that's what I'm looking for here. Got one. All right, and we milled some stuff. Just gonna uptick here. I don't think it matters a whole lot. But if this is going to happen, we should be able to make it happen this turn. Right? Like, all right, we've got Diligent Excavator, we've got a Mox Amber on the battlefield, we've got a Mox Amber in the graveyard, and one in our hand. We have Kethis, we have a Teferi down, so it's going to be really hard for him to respond, so he can't kill our Excavator or something. Our opponent has done nothing but cast a Lightning Strike, play lands, and a 10 Street Dodger. That is it. If he has 8 points of burn right here. Okay. Alright. So our land for the turn is going to be the one that doesn't cost us life. We're going to play Diligent Excavator first. So I've got white, green, black. So I can tap. Tap like this. All right. Let's mill ourselves. What are we looking for here? Mox Amber? I guess not necessarily. I mean, if we hit a Mox Amber, we want it in the graveyard, right? So, Diligent Excavator? Sure. Didn't hit one? Okay. But we did get an Oath, Thibblethep, and some other good stuff in the grave. Alright, so we're going to go green, black, white, play Kethis, mill ourselves. Okay, we got some more lands. We get Kethis. Alright, here we go. Let's draw another card really quick. So I'm actually just going to bounce Mox Amber. Cast Mox Amber. I think I need to keep milling myself until I get to the last Mox Amber. Alright, so there's another Kethis. That's fine. That's fine. We'll make blue mana to cast Fibblethep. Alright, so we're going to go blue mana. We're going to cast Mox Amber. Again, we're going to mill ourselves. There's an Oath. Keep the new one. I think we're at the point where we have to actually do something, so we're going to get rid of Kethis and a Lazav. Now we can cast some things from the graveyard here. So I'm going to cast Fibblethep and draw a card. Now, sequencing could change everything, right? It really could. Albatross is like, I've seen it. I think it's awesome. I'm watching y'all try to figure it out. We're gonna always yield to this. All right, draw a card. Land. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Tap our blue. Is that what we want? I want white. Alright, so we're gonna, I guess, cast Mox Amber. So did I start milling him, or can I yet? Alright, so Mox Amber. Alright, we got another Fibblethep. Keep the new Mox Amber. Go black this time. Don't we have Oath I can cast? Cast an Oath. Let's mill him. I want to start milling him. I want to see how far we can get here. I want to see the true power of this deck. Alright. Let's just hit the 10th Street Dodger. Cast Mox Amber. Mill. Keep the new one. I think we're supposed to get a Lazav down, right? So let's do that. Let's go black, blue, Lazav, mill him. Surveil, graveyard. Alright, we're not out of this. Alright, so time to Kethis it up again. We'll get rid of Urza's Ruinous Blast and an Oath of Kaya. And we'll start the Mox Amber train again. I need to put that over here. So Mox Amber, cast. He's going to scoop. I think when we get the second Lazav online, and that might be the real purpose of the Lazav right there, right? Yeah. Self-mill, Oath and Amber. Yeah, it's definitely going to, I would have to play this deck a lot to start seeing the pieces come together. Like, I don't think it's a deck you're just going to pick up and like your buddy's going to hand you this coaster that he's had laying around and be like, here you go, you'll go win with this. Like, you're going to need to put a little time in with this, but I could also see someone like Matt Nass taking down an MCQ or some big tournament with it, right? Because Matt Nass is a combo master, right? All in all, though, the deck's interesting. There's not a lot of content on it right now, and like I said during my deck tech on it, that I think this is just one of the earliest iterations of the deck. I also think that the deck should just mill itself completely out and throw a Jace onto the battlefield, because you can make the mana, right? I think it's better to just not even worry about milling your opponent whatsoever. Um, I think that you could just mill yourself, mill everything in the world, um, like everything in your entire deck, and then play Jace. And I think you would have a better chance at actually winning the games than trying to get Lazav as copies of Diligent Excavator so that you can multi-mill and things like that, because I think the deck can potentially mill itself a lot easier. Please name the deck Coasters Blue, because Kethis is a coaster, and Mox Amber's a coaster, and Lazav's a coaster, Fibblethep's a coaster, and Urza's Ruinous Blast is a coaster. Most of us didn't even know what Diligent Excavator was. But it does have Kaya, Tamio, and Teferi in it, and Ashiok. Ashiok's kind of, I don't know. If it wasn't for Scape Shift, Ashiok would probably be a coaster. So we did do it. We did. 4-color coaster. Oh, you guys are so toxic. Stupid. The deck's interesting though, right? Like, I know we got started really late. I think it's because a ton of people were trying the deck out. The deck is kind of new. I think that there will be a ton of people that start working on this deck. We'll probably see some refined list pop up over the next week or so, and the technology behind it will be a lot more defined, and we should know a lot more. But yeah, that I just wanted to get this deck out there, let everybody get a chance to like see it for yourself, like know, hey, what is this, right? And this way you at least know how to fight it. By the looks of it, if you could just call Mox Amber with like an Unmoored Ego, and people are running Unmoored Ego right now because you can call Fill of the Dead with Unmoored Ego, then this deck's just dead. I don't think it's going to beat you to death with 1/1s, or 1/3s for that matter. I don't even think it's going to beat you to death with its big bad 3/4, right? Might naturally mill you out in some situations, but yeah, I don't think the deck's going to get across the finish line by doing damage. Urza's Ruinous Blast is just trash, though. I can't stand that card. The card's bad in so many situations. I mean, in one of those games, I had to cast it twice just to put stuff in the graveyard, right? And maybe that's why it's good, right? Maybe that's why it's the right sweeper for this deck, because you can have Kethis on the battlefield, and if you just need to throw something in the graveyard, you could always just cast it, right? So, yeah. Yeah, and that's the reason cards like Ego are printed. They're necessary evils. It's normally really bad to call a card that may not even be in your opponent's hand, and potentially may not even be in the opponent's deck anymore. But when you know that there is a namesake card, like Field of the Dead, Scape Shift, those type cards. Although I wouldn't call Scape Shift until I had already called Field of the Dead. When you know that there is a combo piece that you can take out, Approach of the Second Sun, something like that, Nexus of Fate, those sort of things. So Ashiok should go, really. I don't know. I think Ashiok, her static ability is really good. Ashiok for Yark. What? Well, we want extra enter the battlefield triggers? We're not looking for enter the battlefield triggers. We're looking for cast triggers here. So, Uh, Now you guys are being toxic on being toxic. You're great, great. I love your chat. You guys are awesome. Uh, no Tamio and Jace. Yeah, I think Jace should be in the deck, and I think Tamio is part of an enabler. I don't think you get rid of Tamio. If anything, though, I would get rid of Urza's Ruinous Blast. Maybe peel back on a Lazav or so. I'd get some Jaces in this deck, at least one, because you mill the whole deck out. You play fair. You get double enter the battlefield triggers with Oath of Kaya, and you would get double Fibblethep triggers. You draw 2 cards, and your Lazav would be able. YouTube doesn't know what you're saying there with Fibblethep, buddy. You get double the enter the battlefield triggers with Fibblethep, Oath of Kaya, and the Surveil off of Lazav. There you go. But that ain't enough to warrant Yark, in my opinion. I don't think that that's where you want to be here. You would also get double Temple triggers and stuff like that. I get it. We do have some enter the battlefield triggers, but everything's on cast here. Like, we're trying to cast things. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do understand that. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. If anything, I'd want another Tamio, and I want Jace. So, yeah, YouTube holds Fibblethep for review. It's like, whoa, what are you saying? 3 Oath with Yark is 18. Is there a Kethis Yark deck floating around with Oath? I mean, if they take one shock land, you could kill them. Especially if you can mill yourself out like that, and then just Yark might end up in the sideboard, give you a secondary plan. I mean, when you put the math out like that, Geek, it's not the worst idea in the world. Huh. I mean, that's 18 damage, you're right, and it wouldn't be that hard to recast Oath if you were just doing the normal plan of this deck in the first place, and against certain matchups, you just brought in Yark. Maybe that could be legit. Huh. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I know some of you are like, where's coffee time? Where's subscriber day? Where's that at? I know Madness is all about it. We got that coming tomorrow. I just want, like, this deck was new, hot off the presses. People are kind of getting excited about it. I know I got a little excited about it. Yark could easily be a sideboard card to bring in for certain scenarios. That could easily happen, yeah. So, Fibble Thick. Oh, jank. Plus Teferi to bounce up so that you could recast, right? Like, you could get something going here. I can see that. Get 8 Tamio with Spark Double, right? But yeah, we've got coffee time coming up tomorrow night. So there's still some time. If you haven't posted your deck over on the Sideboard MTG subreddit, go ahead and do that. If you guys you'll want to jump in to our Discord, there's a link in the description box below. Midday tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Albion video for this week. We're going to be going over the bows. So, like, if you guys want to check that out, if you don't know what Albion is, it's free to play. Go download it. Links in the description box. So yeah, go check out Albion. It's an MMO. It's a sandbox MMO. It's a really cool game. We've got a guild over there called Magic and Gathering. We've got quite a few members of the community that are actually over there and are really enjoying the content. Even some of my patrons have said, hey, look, I want some more of this Albion content. This is kind of cool. So yeah, we're definitely got a couple Albion videos that should be coming out each week, and we've got more magic. Always more magic, more magic. We've got, and when new decks like this pop up, I will definitely try to get those out for you guys. But I seen this deck, I thought it was pretty sweet, and I wanted to give it a shot. So yeah. Am I on Albion tonight? No, probably not. My wife has had my son most of the afternoon, and I'm going to be up with him when he gets up and down. So I don't know. Maybe I'll play a little bit before I go to sleep. I don't know. But if you guys do join Albion, we're over in Lymhurst. You'll get to start in the forest, or you'll get to start and pick your starting zone, pick the forest, and that'll put you over in Lymhurst, and you can join the guild. It's a starter guild. I'll help you get your feet under you here or there in Albion, and then you can move on to another guild as you see fit. Other than that, or you can stick around and help us, help noobs. So anyway, that's all I've got for tonight. Don't forget, this content was sponsored by Mana Traders. If you want to check out Mana Traders, they're doing free trials right now, so click the link in the description box below, go over to Mana Traders, and check out your free trial. If you end up liking Mana Traders, then you can stick around with them. They're pretty good service. Pretty good. A lot of people use them too. So if you play on MTGO, they're a great way to test out decks before you go spend a ridiculous amount of wild cards for a deck like this, right? Test things before you go burn those wild cards, right? And Mana Traders is a great way to do that. So you can check out their free trial over there. That's all I've got for tonight, guys. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. Don't forget to post your decks over on the Sideboard MTG subreddit. My name's Eric, and we'll see you next time. Oh yeah, like, subscribe.